This is a massive red flag and a major warning. We have the White House itself coming out and warning of a, quote, mass extinction event. Mass extinction event. That is what the White House is warning of right now. This is 100% official, and I cannot believe the words that are coming out and the plan that they are now announcing. All right, so this is something that we need to be getting ready for. You need to be looking out, because whether this is real or not, they just announced this plan that they are doing to deal with this, quote, mass extinction event. This is what they just announced, and this is going to change everything. This is going to change our entire planet, and this is going to affect every person and every organism. Everything on Earth is going to be affected by this, what they are announcing, their plan they're announcing to deal with this, and they are warning that this is coming and we have to deal with this right now. This is coming out of the White House. The White House is warning about this, and I couldn't even believe it when I was reading it. I was like, how is this real? But these are 100% real documents coming out of the White House, and they are getting us ready for something big. Okay, this is going to change our society, change our economy, change how we buy, sell. Everything is tied to this and related to this, what they are now pushing. Okay, and this is 100% official now. They released official documents relating to it and everything on whitehouse.gov, and this is serious. All right, they are warning of a mass human extinction event, and they are warning that they need to transform our entire planet and our entire world. Everything, all the way down to the cellular level, will be affected. All right, and that is what the plan that they are announcing. So you need to be getting your family prepared for this right now, and we need to say no. We need to say no. We do not want this. We do not consent to this, and you need to be getting your family as stocked up and as prepared and prepping as much as possible. All right, as much as possible. This is critical. This is a critical announcement, because we already have these major emergencies happening all over the world. Okay, we just had 20,000 people are gone. 20,000 people from massive flooding in Libya. 20,000 people. 20,000. I'm getting chills saying this. That is so many people wiped out from a flash flood in Libya. Okay, we have a massive earthquake in Morocco. 2,500 people gone from that. All right, we just had another earthquake off the coast of California, and they were going to send out tsunami alerts, a 5.6, I believe, but they canceled the tsunami alerts. This just happened today. All right, there's so much stuff going on. There was this hurricane that just hit the Northeast. All right, Hurricane Lee. Thankfully, it was downgraded. It wasn't as powerful when it hit New England and hit Maine and hit Canada up there, Nova Scotia, but it still caused flooding and it still caused devastation. We have all these events going on right now, and we also have the White House warning of a, quote, mass extinction event, and they're saying that this is happening. They're saying this is going to happen, and they are releasing the official documents, and they are saying this is our plan to deal with this as well. So this is serious, guys. This is why all this stuff's happening. It really hit me today when I was reading this. I was like, this is it. Like, this is what they are getting ready for. They're preparing us for a mass extinction event. Whether it's artificial or it's real, all right, that is what they're preparing us for. And part of the reason this is being revealed right now is because they know that everyone's catching on to their plan. Everyone can see what they're doing and how they are manipulating and changing things. All right, everyone can see what's going on. So they now have to get out in front of it and say, we are actually stopping this mass human extinction event. This isn't what's causing it. This is stopping it. That's what this whole document released by the White House just said. All right, and the only reason why they even released this is because Congress mandated them. Congress passed a law last year. I don't know who snuck this in, but whoever snuck that in, thank you for sneaking this in. They snuck in a law last year mandating the White House to release this report on what is actually going on. And of course, they twisted it to get out in front of it and say, we are actually stopping this. We are preventing this. Instead of us causing this mass human extinction event, we are preventing it. That's exactly what this document is saying. And it is devastating for them to have to release this. All right, so let's dive into what is going on here. And this is posted on whitehouse.gov. This is an official document from the White House, and they just had to release this due to Congress mandating them. They passed a law and everything because they've been stonewalling on this issue for decades. We've known they've been doing this, but now they're twisting it. They're saying, hey, we have to do this because there's a mass human extinction event coming. This is insane, and this is something that we have to push back on and say, no, we do not want this plan. We do not want this agenda. And this ties into everything. This ties into everything. This is going to track and trace everything you do. This is going to allow them to implement that system as well. All right, so let's get into these documents here that were released by the White House and are on whitehouse.gov. And you can see here this document that was mandated to be released by Congress, and it is called the Solar Radiation Modification document released by the White House. All right, by whitehouse.gov. This is on their own website, and they were mandated, forced to release this by Congress. All right, and part of this release, they are even saying that there could be massive consequences to this. It could cause droughts, and this modification could even cause extreme weather events. That's what they are warning in their own documents, all right? So this is serious that the White House just released this. And at the same time in this document, they are saying that they have to do this to deal with a mass extinction event. They are saying that they have to manipulate the weather and modify the sun. All right, that's why the sky looks hazy. That's why the sky looks white. That's why the sun looks white now. It doesn't really look yellow anymore. It looks white and has a halo around it, is because they are doing this solar radiation modification all the time. All right, this is happening constantly, and they're spraying, admittedly, sodium dioxide and silver iodide into the atmosphere right now. And check this out, the whole reason why they say they're doing this now, they're putting this in official White House documents now. They're saying that they are preparing for the Holocene Extinction Event. They're saying that there's an ongoing Holocene Extinction Event happening right now. Okay, they're saying that there's a mass die-off of all the animals and plants on Earth, and they have to do this solar radiation management, this geoengineering, this stratospheric aerosol injection. They have to do it to prevent this Holocene extinction event. That is now what is being put in official White House documents. So they are admitting that we are in the middle of a Holocene extinction event. That's what the 6th major extinction event is going to be called. And it's always been speculated, oh, is this real? Is this really going on? But now White House documents, the government is saying, this is real, this is ongoing, and there's going to be a mass die-off on the planet Earth of all the animals, of all the plants, and potentially a giant portion of all the humans as well, okay? And the solution is to do this solar radiation engineering, okay? That is the solution. So they're also saying that these things can cause drought. It could cause extreme weather events. It could cause devastation. And just like we saw 20,000 people in Libya from a mass flood, 2,500 people from a major earthquake. Okay, all these things are being manipulated. There are things like HARP also as well that are interacting with these chemicals that are being sprayed into the sky, that interact with the ionosphere and heat the ionosphere and mimic what the sun is doing. okay, to create new chemicals, to create VOCs, to manipulate weather systems and manipulate heat patterns. All the stuff is going on right now, and these are real programs. Even China has its own HARP program. Even Russia has its own HARP program, and China has one that is attached to a satellite that manipulates the ionosphere and interacts with the ionosphere and can change the weather potentially, especially when it's interacting with these chemicals, these highly electrically conductive chemicals like silver iodide. Okay, so the White House is saying there's a mass human extinction event happening right now. And they're calling it the Holocene Extinction Event. And they're saying that they have to do this. That's why apparently they're going so hard on this. And maybe this is real. Maybe this is a real extinction event. But it seems like it could be the other way around. It could be the opposite of what they're saying. Okay? Potentially what they are doing could be causing extinction events. Okay? They could be the ones causing mass die-offs of plants and animals by acidifying the environment, by loading the environment with heavy metals like silver iodide. Silver is very toxic and can even turn your body blue if you ingest too much of it, right? There are people that ingest too much colloidal silver and they turn blue. Their skin turns blue and gray. Okay, these things can accumulate in your body very easily, and they are being sprayed into the water. They also interact with the aquatic life and with the microbes in the water and in the ocean. Okay, they are acidifying the ocean by spraying sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide interacts with the sun and water vapor to create acid rain. So that acidifies the ocean, that acidifies our water, and it also interacts with the microbes and different plants and animals that live in the water and drink the water. All right, so this stuff's happening right now. Silver and iodine are also both very powerful disinfectants. Okay, especially silver. Iodine is more of a natural salt that's found in the soil. But silver could be very toxic. Okay, it has very antiviral properties, very high antiviral properties, and it could be creating resistances as well. Bacterial resistances, making them stronger because they're being exposed to this silver all the time that's supposed to kill them naturally, but it's being exposed all the time through this water and through the spraying, and they are now more powerful. Okay, virus is now more powerful. All these things, this is what's happening with antibiotic resistance as well. We are going too much, and it's creating very powerful viruses and very powerful things like MRSA that we cannot get rid of anymore. Okay, and people just have to like amputate their leg in a lot of places because they develop this highly resistant MRSA. They just have to amputate their leg and get it out of there, right? Because there's nothing they can do. This is happening right now all over the world, and it could be related to this program that they are releasing, not to mention all the weather events and earthquakes as well that could be generated from this program too. All right, so don't let anyone tell you that this isn't real. All right, tell your friends, tell your family about this, because this stuff's 100% real. The White House is releasing this, and they even list some of the downsides. And there's even things like a UN treaty from the 1970s that they all signed, that not all of them, but it was like 70, 80 countries signed, and the US signed it, and they all agreed to not use weather as a weapon and not manipulate the weather and use it as a weapon. And it is now being used as a weapon right now. This was a UN treaty signed in the 1970s. 1970s, they agreed, don't use this as a weapon, right? Don't do it. And it's a UN treaty, and they are violating this. But how many other of these treaties have they violated? These biological, these chemical, all these other treaties. How many other ones have been violated as well? So it's not surprised that a weather modification treaty binding by like 80 different countries is not being enforced, all right? But it could be enforced as this stuff ramps up, okay? Because like China and India right now, there's been studies that they could be using weather modification on each other, okay? China keeps having these massive floods at the Three Gorges Dam that could potentially wipe out some of their biggest cities, all right? And they're having massive flooding all over China right now. All over the place is getting hit with massive flooding. There's hundreds of people gone in China from that flooding. And these are massive flash floods. And there was speculation that this is going on in India as well too, massive flash flooding, that they are even using weather weapons on each other, trying to get each other and trying to wipe out each other's population centers with these weather weapons because it gives them deniability. All right. The best kind of weapons like this are ones that mimic nature, mimic what naturally already happens. HARP mimics it. It just mimics the sun and how it interacts with the ionosphere. The sun is constantly sending electromagnetic radiation and bombarding the ionosphere and ionizing particles and heating it up and creating different gases, okay? And all they do is just mimic that. They just mimic that. The best weapons are just mimicking what's already going on. They cloud seed. They're just mimicking clouds. They're just mimicking. I documented before in my video before, if you didn't see Biden on live TV, he admitted a crazy plan, horrific plan. Go check that out, all right? And part of that video, I was showing documents how they were cloud seeding a hurricane. They were cloud seeding a hurricane. All right, go check out that video after this video if you haven't seen that one with Biden, and hit it up down there really quick too to help get this video out, because this stuff's insane. They are warning of a Holocene Extinction Event, and this is happening on whitehouse.gov, official documents just released. All right, and you need to get this word out. You need to get prepared. More people need to get prepared. Your family needs to get prepared. Everyone you know needs to be getting prepared, because whether this is real or not, the government's saying it's real, and they're saying we're going to start getting ready for it. And you know they're going to start clamping down. All right. Remember, they were talking about a climate emergency. Remember, I made a whole video on that too about a month ago, how Biden was saying he might declare a climate emergency, and they're like begging him to do it. And that is going to have restrictions flying. You're going to be restricted flying to different states. They're saying non-essential air travel gone. No non-essential air travel. You're going to be tracked and traced when you go to other states as well. And they're also going to ban and restrict the sale of a lot of things like gas cars, gas generators, how much gas you can buy. All these things. They were talking about restricting oil imports, gas imports. All these things are on the table, and they want to implement it. And it's double-sided, okay? They say we have to do this engineering, but then there could be downsides where the engineering is making things even worse, all right? Even worse, and then it's just a perfect excuse to declare this emergency and take your rights away and restrict your travel and restrict where you go, right? That's what's happening right now. That's the plan that they have, and it seems like they are about to implement it. So please hit it up for me down there to help get this video out to more people. People need to be getting prepared. People need to be stocked up. You need to have 10 20-pound bags of rice. All right, 20-pound bag of rice is like 2 weeks worth of calories for an adult right there. All right, you need to have like 10 of those at least. You need to have a ton of rice. You need to have a ton of beans. You need to have a ton of canned meat, a ton of canned vegetables, canned fruit. Get a survival food kit. You need to get stocked up on this stuff right now, because they are warning that they are going to do something big, and we could see a cataclysmic event hit the U.S. and it could be a big earthquake in California. It could be something big like that, where they say, look, we need to declare this emergency, and they're going to take away our rights, and it's not going to go away. That once that emergency is declared, it's not going to be rescinded, all right? It's just going to keep clamping down harder and harder, and it's going to be to a point where you can't even drive your car at all. Can't even drive your car. Everything's restricted, and you're going to have carbon credits. That's the system, and that's the future that they want to implement. Carbon credits, where everything is tied to this idea that you're using too much and you get allowances. They already have plans for this as well, but it's going to become official very soon, I believe. All right, so get stocked up on this stuff. You don't want to be entered into this system. Start growing your own food. Get chickens. All right, get chickens right now. Chickens are one of the best like starter animals to get into animal husbandry. Get chickens, start growing your own food. Even right now, getting into fall, you can still grow a ton of lettuce. You can grow a ton of kale. You could probably get in a crop of carrots and leave them in the ground while they're cold. All right, carrots, you can just, if you have a little cover over them, all right, just put a little tarp over them or something. You could leave those carrots in the ground, even if they get snow on them, if they're already developed, and you could just pull those out the ground. That could be your little freezer there for your carrots. All right, there's still time to grow some food, and there's still time to get stocked up, but you need to be doing it right now. All right, so please hit it up for me down there. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate all the blessings, all the support you guys give. It's incredible that you guys just bless me and you guys help me to get this message out. All right, I really appreciate that, and I'm honored. All right, so thank you guys so much. I hope you have big blessings for your day and your family, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.